So my name is Jay. I am the online pastor at Saddleback Church. Our church is very purposeful with the way we do our ministry. And so when we approach our virtual church, we have a process. We have a paradigm that we introduced early on in doing virtual church and have now over the years figured out how to better to execute the vision. And that's one thing I will say with virtual church. The stuff people were doing 10 years ago to now is drastically different because the level of intimacy that you can have online now, the connection, all of us, no matter who you are in the room, you are using online as a tool, and the tool is a resource to connect people. And a tool is neutral. It depends on how you use the tool or leverage the tool for good or bad. And so with virtual church, when we approach this, and I'm going to show you right now on this slide, we are trying to move people through a funnel. If you're attending one of our churches in Southern California, we would say we would actually want to move you around the baseball diamond. That's an illustration we're kind of famous for. But for this conversation, I want to use a funnel. And so the idea is that you move somebody from the top all the way down to the bottom. And at the top, what we're trying to do is that we're trying to get them to a service, and we have an online service. And so you need a platform that you can offer live and on-demand content, and then you have next step items there. And so part of that, we have a worship service that is new every week, 52 times a year, sometimes 53, depending on Easter and Christmas dates, how they fall on the calendar. And every service that we do is about encouraging the members that are core members, that are living for God, kind of kick people in the rear that are members and maybe not living for God, and then new people, connect them with Jesus. And so when we're doing a service, there's going to be some kind of host, there's going to be some kind of worship through music, there's going to be a message, and then there's call to action with the host. And so everything we do at our service online is that we have somebody who's there saying, hey, thanks for watching online. Hey, fill out this response card or email me. And the idea is that we're trying to drive everybody to take a next step of faith through that service. It's not just a random service, it's very targeted. And so what we want to move everybody from the service into our classes. And we offer classes. We've actually taken the spiritual formation process, the sanctification process, and broke it down to a couple classes. There's a lot of things we need to know to follow Jesus effectively. And how do you boil that down? And now we know it's not immediate, but it's something that we kind of educate. And we have class 101, which is all about membership. And ultimately, we want to make sure they know what they believe, and we want to get them baptized. And in our model, we're a Southern Baptist church, so we believe in full immersion, and so we actually facilitate that. And part of the online church, we do the same thing. The virtual community, they could either drive here and get baptized, or I could train another believer in their proximity to get baptized, and we have a process to walk them through that. 201 is all about them learning what does it mean to grow in their faith, and we talk about the importance of small groups, the importance of tithing, the importance of having a daily time with God, the importance of talking to God in prayer. And then 301 is our class learning your shape, learning how to serve others in your workplace, in your family, in all sorts of ways. And then lastly, it's about learning your mission in life, both reaching people locally in your community and being part of a global ministry, reaching and serving people all around the world. And all those classes are offered on demand on an online learning platform that we've created. And we have action steps and applications that they fill out when they complete, and we document it, and we move them along the process. And then after the classes, we actually move them into groups. And this is where actually a lot of the sweet sauce, I would say, about our virtual community starts really becoming a community, is that we want them to be part of a small group. And we offer online groups where you can meet online. It's like any other small group, but the difference is you get together online, either on a text conversation, a voice conversation, or a video conversation, and you interact. And we say we want you to meet regularly and talk about these things. And we offer on our online learning platform different types of curriculum that they can go through. We use a facilitation model where a facilitator will host the conversation. We don't use a master teacher model, meaning we don't need to have Bible-trained individuals, because we use curriculum, video curriculum that they go through. Most of our online groups watch the material prior to meeting. When they get together, we provide questions, discussion questions. And what's really important about that is that no matter who's in the group is that there is this transformation process. Everybody in the group is part of it. That's why the most powerful groups are those who people reach the people that they're connected to. And so who's the best person to reach your neighbor? Is it me? No, it's you. What if, and then you get to have this conversation in the context of this online group. And then we actually move our online groups into physical groups. And we'll say to an online group, hey, you've been online for 6 months or a year. What if you did this in your home? And the idea is an online group gives them a taste of what biblical community could be. And we ultimately encourage them to meet face to face. And we have about 70% of our online groups over a course of a year become physical groups. Not all of them, but a large portion of that. And that's the pastoral support and oversight on our part, that we're always encouraging our online groups to become face-to-face. We say online groups become text-based, to voice, to video, to face-to-face. And that comes through the process of discipleship, just realizing the importance of being in community. And then lastly, this all helps us facilitate our main goal, and that's we want people to balance the 5 purposes in their daily lives. We don't want them just to do it online. We don't want them just to do it at their workplace or even just when they're at church. We want them to do it 24/7. So we believe being part of a service online, taking these classes, being part of a small group, and then we offer different on-demand resources either in our Facebook community group that has people, or through special online streaming events or online curriculum helps us facilitate this and help encourage. And then the way we manage the care of our virtual church is that we make a really great online service that has a very clear goal of getting people to respond. We make sure our classes that we offer on demand are crystal clear theologically and also push people to take action. And we make sure our small groups are healthy. We make sure that they're meeting, that they have the right curriculum. We make sure all of our hosts are trained. And then we're there to support. And a lot of my care online, actually as a virtual pastor, is I actually normally tell people I'm not a virtual pastor. I'll just say I'm a small groups pastor, because a lot of my ministry happens within the small groups. If I can keep my small groups healthy, I can keep my virtual church healthy. And so we work with local churches too. At any part in this process, if somebody locally, if I find out they're in an area where there's a healthy church, I will help push them, or in a good way, motivate them to get engaged. And we have, over the course of time, we are always losing people to local communities, because what I find is that they come online and maybe they were jaded or maybe they're unchurched, they have no idea, and they come online for a season or two, and they start going, hey, I should do this in my community. And what the virtual church is, it helped build a value, a reason why they should go to face-to-face. And so we're always losing people to great ministries around the world. But what happens with virtual church is that we get to reach them when they were unreachable, because distance wasn't an issue, time was an issue. They could just start engaging. And so that's what virtual church looks like at Saddleback Church. I think there's so many possibilities and things that we can do, and I can't wait for the next 10 years.